Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wano top 5 video. As today we're gonna go into my top 5 infantry transports. That means both APCs and IFVs. And this obviously is a pretty key factor, as these extra firepower that you can get out of these units can really swing the game around and make some of the decks really strong. And yeah, let's start here with my slot number 5, and let me know, as always, down below what are your top 5, and leave a like if you like this kind of content, and subscribe if you want to see more of it. So let's get into it, and let's start with number 5, which is the Unimog, a power of the Belgians that just got a bit cheaper lately, 35 points, and it doesn't show that it has forward deployment here, but it only comes with forward deployed unit currently, and that makes this thing really nice. It is decently fast and gets the units to the front line quite quick. The Milan 1 got slightly buffed lately as well, and the 50 cal Milan 1 combo is really nice to give you some fire support, and this unit also just looks absolutely fantastic, and I always kind of fear for the guy up here in front that has to shoot the Milan at the same time as somebody right behind him lets loose on this 50 cal here. So yeah, just a really nice and actually surprisingly cost efficient unit for it having forward deploy. It really can't stop enemy IVs, can just set up a big ATGM wall, and it can get killed off quite quickly, sure, but it being able to dish out so much damage for so cheap and helping out fire support and anti-vehicle play is pretty key for both MNet and DivMob. And on slot number 4 we have the VIB. As this is the brother of the VAB T20, which in the early days of Wano was the most OP unit ever, because it had a 20 mil that also had penetration rounds, but now it's an anti-aircraft unit that has anti-helicopter range, and it's a fast transport, has smoke, and can help you out early on with your anti-helicopter coming in 152nd, and 152nd really needs this unit. And since it went to 30 points, this is a really nice little unit. Helps out with the anti-air play, helps out with killing off light vehicles and enemy infantry with the 20mm, and has an extra small MG on top of it as well, so that it has a bit more HE there too. The infantry that comes inside with the commando layer is really nice as well. It's really fast. 85 kilometers off-road, 100 kilometers on-road speed. It has smoke, which always is key, especially against helicopters. If you don't get it killed and it shoots an ATGM at you, you can smoke off and then try again and stuff like that. So it also has the IFV trait here, but the infantry it comes with doesn't. But if you have any other IFV infantry around, maybe you can help them out. And yeah, just in general, a really cool looking unit here as well, with the 20mm on top, and a nice little big transport, actually pretty big transport that comes around, helping you out with your AA and your soft target power at the beginning of the game. And next on the list is the BVP-1, the Polish version of the BMP-1, as this one is just pure cost efficiency. It doesn't do all that much on its own, but it only costs 25 points, and for that, it actually ticks all the boxes of an IV. It is the weakest in kind of all of those scenarios. Its main gun has low accuracy, has mediocre rate of fire, pretty bad HE, but it can deal from long range with infantry. It can kill off enemy vehicles over time, and it has an ATGM, can stand down enemy vehicles from afar. It's a slow flying one, but if the enemy doesn't have ATGMs, it will lose eventually to the Malyutka M. You can just get so many of these for 25 points. Like, this is a pure cost efficiency powerhouse. And yeah, with the MG and the main gun, eventually it will whittle down your infantry as well, allow the Polish infantry to win the fight, close in and finish you off. It brings the IV trade with it as well, helping you out a bit there as well, though I still feel like these should get a slightly bigger radius and helping out the IV infantry to really fight with their vehicle. It has no smoke. It is decently fast, but not the fastest either. It has 3 frontal armor, which is not fantastic either. So yeah, this thing gets killed, but it can get killed. It's the OG IFV, and the Soviets kind of innovated the whole game of mechanized warfare when they brought this, and it isn't perfect by any means, but it does a really, really solid job. So yeah, BVP1 of the Polish in rank number 3 here. And on spot number 2, we have its modernized and just improved brother, the BMP2, and not just any, but the BMP2 AG, because this doesn't just give you a fantastic 30mm gun with a solid Conkers on top and the classic PKT next to it, on a really good chassis with 4 frontal armor that can tank a Fagot or a Milan 1. Nope. This one also gets you another AGS on top. And for 5 points extra, this shreds infantry a good bit better. Grenade launcher here helping out here in the rear to really deal with enemy infantry quickly. For 65 points, you have to push a bit closer, only 1400-meter range, but once you're there, this extra damage output against enemy infantry is really, really nice and helps out 27th and 25th here getting around with this little one, though 25th only gets it in a really limited number with a leader. But yeah, BMP2AG, fantastic little vehicle coming around, has smoke, is going decently fast, has a fantastic 30mm autocannon that can be both easily shredding through light vehicles and kill off enemy infantry even after the slight nerfs. Conquerors is a solid ATGM as well. Of the reload time nerf on the ATGMs for sure did impact all IFVs a bit as well, but they are still really good with that. Stunning down tanks, dealing out damage, killing off enemy IFVs. So BMP2AG still king here of the Soviet mechanized forces. And that brings us to the first one here. And the number one infantry transport in my eyes is the Warrior Applique, as this one is just a fantastic all-around beast. It has the extra frontal armor to survive those light ATGMs. It has a hard-hitting ATGM that can one-shot a lot of vehicle out there. It has a good autocannon, which overperforms in the game maybe a bit. And it also looks pretty dope with all the extra boxes on the side. And it also goes insanely fast. Like the warrior can be really used to get around the battlefield, set up ambushes, and just win games for you. And I believe this is the main reason to play First Armored. And we have seen a lot of misplays actually with it, where people pushed it into enemy units and just let it die because they kind of played them like they maybe would try to play BMP2s or so. But you have to play it more defensively and more on the flanks, and let the chieftains and challengers take the shots for you, whilst your Milan 2 can just deal a lot of damage to enemy tanks. Like, Conquerors can't compete there on the damage part. Conquerors outranges you if we compare this to the BMP2AG, so that's the one disadvantage, and that has slightly better accuracy due to range scaling as well, but you deal a lot more damage, and you are a good bit faster as well, so this really helps out the warrior. And in my eyes, it is currently the best IFV in the game, and just an absolute powerhouse. And yeah, if you play first UK, you should really learn how to use this thing effectively, as it just can swing the game so hard in your favor, with having the fleet of Milan 2 swinging 4 frontal armor, 3 damage autocannon that comes for a cheap price of 60 points. Like, this thing absolutely shreds. Bradleys, for example, on comparison, like, they only have 3 frontal armor, so they get one shot by the cheap ATGMs. They are pretty good still. The TOW 2 is better, but they cost you 15 points more. Like, percentage wise, that's 25% more there. Well, you are faster, you have more frontal armor, you have a comparable autocannon, they have a bit better there, but yeah. So the warrior, just an absolute cost efficiency powerhouse in my eyes. And yeah, let me know down below what you think. See you in the next one. Bye bye, and have a great day.